Today is Friday, September 13th, and I'm giving my weekend update of the week. Following up also like on our couple videos that I posted this week as well to see where we're at on the S&P 500, mainly focused on the futures chart, yes. Here we go. So as usual, I am going to start with a nice clean chart. Get that going. So where are we on the monthly? All right, so we had that nice touch on the monthly, which and if you watched my previous video, that was also shown to be the hourly, an hourly backside all the way at the bottom down here. And then we also called out that we needed to reclaim the monthly up top that we had lost. So that is in progress right now. And if anything, well, now we also have that possibly monthly trend that's establishing here. We still not confirmed yet. That would be confirmed or confirmed at the later time. See if, and for now, let's go down into the weekly. So trailing the monthly, we needed to hold. We came down to test this weekly, which we did. Came down the monthly, regained that, which also we said was basically the first target, right? Of coming down here. This was the first target. This is second target, and then we have our weekly up top right down here. And so we're kind of getting into this area where we're going to see if the chart is going to ladder down from here, or we're just going up to the weekly, going to challenge that, and even go back to challenge the whatever was holding it back down here, and that was on the daily. So if we remember, it was this daily back here, which is also a 4-hour backside, marking that as a daily. And next in line to hold this down would be this daily right here. In sequence, we went down, hit the monthly, got back above the weekly, got back above the monthly, going back to the daily, which is next in line to hold this down. So we could potentially test into the daily, hit something in here that ladders off this weekly and continue to move down. Or there's also this daily hold from back here that I'm seeing, which, we came down here, came above it, failed to hard close it, went back down. But after we went down, we did hard close. So that tell me that this weekly is likely active now to come and test. So my scenario that I'm looking at is for us to come up into this daily, get to the daily hold, test test this daily hold, come back and hold the daily ladder. So this would be the hold, this would be the ladder, this would be a ladder, this would be the hold. So we would need to ladder down from here. I think about this move up. Well, let me go down a bit further. We'll finish from what could possibly hold this on the top, and then look at some other things. So up here on the 4-hour, following the daily hold, we have this 4-hour right here, 4-hour backside, which trails down to this 4-hour down here, which actually I took a deeper look at this as well. Going down, if I look back further over here where this 4-hour came from, it actually looks like it is a 1-hour further back. Okay, so that is right here, and I believe this hits nearly exact. Yeah, so this hits for the 1 and start to move down. So that's, I think, our first zone here. Otherwise, again, we have this. These levels here are basically protecting the hold, and then we have another hourly up here, which is where I think we need to come and test. So we have this hourly here. Within this hourly, let's see what's inside of this. Got a couple things going on in here. We have the hourly, you have a weekly, 15-minute. So this 15-minute, we have 15-minute right here. I'm looking for maybe more like what's greedier in here. So 15 minutes, we have 15-minute, it's a 15-minute backside. Yeah, so 15-minute right here, this 15-minute backside. Kind of have this nice double wicks right there. I could see that try to test right there, went up deeper. We have the 15-minute greedy, which also looks like that tested. So if yeah, so there's I think a few levels here that could hit. This is potential still be active on the greedier side. Take a look at one more thing, which is I want to mark the hourly body as well, and then go back to the 15. So I do like that the hourly body is quite aligned here with the daily. We have the 15 as well. I think that's being that above, being below the hourly, I'd say that's what's next to come and test. And then you have the hourly below that, hourly wick. Is there anything? I'm going to cut this off right here. See if there's anything on the 5. Before I move that, 15, did I miss anything? There is the 15 hold, which comes down, tests to right here, fire closes, tests to right here, making this next 15 comes down there. So yeah, it'd have to be something inside here. See if there's a 5. Yeah, so there is a 5, a greedy 5 right there, possibly this. And is there anything further back? So, and there is a 5 origin right here. I think the greediest part of this would probably be this 5. It's going to have a spike up at some point or hit something. This origin 5 actually acts as a 15 and is, say, after coming down, still to be untested here. They had 1, 2, 3, 5 hits almost. And then, yeah, I think this could still act. We can still get this 5, hit the 15, hit the 5, come back down. So a few levels here that could have some impact. So this is tested right here. This is this 5, the 5 within the 15 is tested. Is there anything in here? Let's take a look on the 3. There's nothing on the 3. On the 1, sometimes the 1 can do it. So the 1 is right here, tested. Yeah, there is. There is a very 1-minute level right here. Okay, so that leaves us that. Okay, 15, the 5. I have the 1 minute. Hourly, I think this is too far out. And then the 15 be coming next. So, okay, so I have a few levels here. I think this would be what something in here hits, perhaps and see how that reacts. Can that push us back below the daily hold and hold us for the remainder of the day? Ultimately, I think by the end, what the chart is trying to do is regain the weekly that it lost. So going back, what's going on with my trading view? Refresh this. So if I was to look at the weekly again really quick, we're trying to regain this candle right here. This is the point of rejection. Just to look at this from another angle, we'd maybe want to ladder down from there. There's nothing on the daily. Is there anything? I should have marked it differently. So let's mark it dotted. There was nothing on the daily. Anything on the 4? Okay, so there is daily. There's a 4 right here. So this is 1 hour, which tests right here. So you have this final one. And then this one also has a backside, which is aligned with the weekly. Further backside over here. And actually like this backside more as well. So again, going a little bit deeper, if we do decide to go up here, I guess these are our levels to be watching. Ultimately, just basically looking for some type of hit of either here, up here, and reject and get back down under at the minimum the weekly hold at 56.30, and even by end of day, perhaps the 56.18, and that will staying below 56.18 by the end of the day, going in testing it and getting back below it will, I think, will just definitely clear out that this is laddering down. Otherwise, we may have to just kind of play around in here until we get a little more clarity on how it develops. So I guess that's kind of for the levels. From the bottom side, I'm gonna move to the weekly. We'll look at the bottom. right? So we gained this weekly going into the daily. We also gained the daily over here. So this daily was gained. We're going to mark that, and also hard closed. I'd say also on the daily chart, for this to get really supported, I'd say this we need to get above this valley, and at that point, I think these dailies can get supported. But on the 4 hour though, we did get above the 4 hour valley over here, right? So this did get above that. We hard closed it, telling me that this 4 hour over here now is to get supported. We also had, what else did we have here? So I think one thing that I did call out earlier in the when we were looking at the chart earlier this week, we were down here under the weekly, and I did mention this 4 hour down here having to hold, and that ended up being the long, right? We kind of spent some time attacking the weekly, until until the levels failed in here, and then you come back down, um, to ladder off this four that was created off the monthly, and also an hourly backside from back here. So there was an hourly backside over here. I'm not going to spend time to go in there and dig it out. But yeah, we know from that last video, this is an hourly backside. We created a four, and then within the four, it did land on, there is the hourly right here, and there was the 15 at the bottom, which, yeah, that was the best. This was a great long. So it was, not mistaken, this one. And I called out, basically this being, the only candle in this whole structure that could create, the move could create a trend off of. And so, yeah, we went down exact to that 15, and that's what launched it. We needed to ladder off of that hourly or the monthly, come back down, hit that, and then that created for us the hourly. This hourly held. See that right there. Uh, this hourly held, and the 4 hour held as well, right? This creates a, say, a 1 hour trend on the bottom from down here. So we have our 1 hour trend. We move up, and next, since we hit a 1 hour, I'm looking at the 15-minute as the next part of this. So we did move up. There is, if it do end up coming down here to back test this weekly, I like this 15-minute right here as a long. I think this is a good something to watch right here. That ladders quite nicely right there. And there's a 5-minute that ladders the move from right here. So even this would be like the perfect spot, I think, for a future long. So actually, I'm going to mark that for myself. I think this could be a good long to, as a back test of this weekly. That could also come here and create the next trend. But going back to the 15, so we did end up, we got past that. Where did we get past? This is the daily. Actually, this is going to be a daily hold for on the way back down, so that's not too relevant right now. I'm going to remove that just for sake of confusion. Or actually, no, we can leave that because this has a chance of holding it. I want to see if there's a 4 hour backside connected to this. So this was a daily. The daily's right here. The 4 hour there. This is the next 4 hour. So coming down to right here, this is 4 hour, right? Do that, and then we gain right here, and then I guess we come back, right? So if we are coming back to ladder, 4 hours, and then that brings us to the hourly, which was about right here, down here. So if we're gonna mark the hourly, beyond that is the hourly that comes up, gains to up here, right? And then to the 15 moves us down to right here, which also aligns 15, which I think I like how this aligns right here, which comes right here, closes perfectly, and then that's what launches. So inside there we saw that 5 that I marked. So I think it's that I do like that 5 as the next point in this. Okay, going back. So we have this move up. We came to attack the monthly. Get above that. We create a few holds right here. I do see, I think we can use like this as our next part, right? This trend. We create a 15-minute trend right here. It says we need probably a 15-minute backside, hourly backside or something up here to hold it, which basically what we're hitting right now. We have this hourly backside, and we have our 15-minute trend. Our 15-minute trend is laddering, comes right here, hits it. Actually, we should be looking now on the 5. So I have a 15-minute trend, one time frame down, one time frame down, creates this 15-minute hold right here. So this would be the final. This actually does end up testing. We had one test right there. We're gonna test this, and second time, and holds, and then that moves it up, creating for us the next part of the trend. So we get this 5 and giving us this next part of the ladder. So that comes up. This tests. Yes, this does test. We close it, test it, hold to here, and this is our This is our next part of this, which is also a backside. So I think, yeah. So I'm looking at this. Could be the next. If this trend breaks, could come back down here. Okay, so we continue our move up. Does look like our trend did break, so we can get rid of this already. We do have this 5. We'll go back to higher time frames and see what else there is. So went up, we came down and hit something in here, not quite the 4, but something inside here. So ISIS, take a look at what that was. Nothing in there. 4, and then actually we hit, looks like this was the 15-minute, yes. So we hit a 15-minute backside, which also aligns, right? So 15-minute to 15-minute creates the 15-minute down here. Actually, you know what? We should up this and just leave this down here. This holds it. This 15-minute holds. Let's keep that marked for right now. And then the 15-minute backside hits, and that perhaps continues even our trend. So that did continue our trend for a bit, but that was 15-minute, right? But that's also loss, which is also that 5. 15 minutes. So from here, we know this is tested. Is there further backside? There is 15-minute further backside. Over here, that's yet to be tested. Yeah, so I think this needs to, that we could come back for another test, hit that, and try to continue. And how far away we are from trend at that point. That's still above trend, so this could keep moving up. What else do we have? 15. So let's look on the 5. This comes up. We have a 5 right here, which tests, breaks it actually, which this tests. Yeah, this was the 15, tested 5, and moves it up here. Then we get above it, create this 5, loses it, comes down. Then we gain it, test it to right here, creating this as our next part. This gains to here. I believe this, and then this comes and tests our 5 right here. So it's our 5, and this could be our next part of our local trend right here. We can, and then at the top, what did we hit? So if we hit that hourly, we should be developing. Did it hit it on the hourly? It does look like it hit almost. Actually, not quite. But I think I would say that's what it was going for. So we'd have to here either develop an hourly or develop a 15 and then develop an hourly. So starting from this point, we have the 15, which currently testing. I think this is too early on to say that that will hold. Is there a 5? There is a 5. So always, I guess, starting with the smaller time frame. We have this 5, and I'll be looking to see how this develops. Does this continue to hold it enough to spend enough time in here within trend? If we break trend, I think we go back down at least to this part of the range. Does this hold? If that holds, then we could have our next, let's say, next part of trend. We, even thinking about this a little further, if this is going to ladder up, we may ladder from here instead of going lower. So if we're coming down and ladder to go up, we do it from here. If we are moving down past this, then we make a lower low. That would be this, but we could also hold it. So I guess this kind of just tells us two different things, right? Here we made a lower low. Here we're laddering up. and this would also create a trend at some point, right? Something like that on the 15-minute, which could continue to carry us up. So we could be up here for a while, playing around in here. I think I like as the long. I do like this one more. This would be the next long, but I don't think any major moves down are going to happen until this trend breaks. And one of these might do it up here, right? But I think we have to gain something, and we have to come here back to this monthly or so, or perhaps this one, this 15. Does that align with something back here? Let's take a look on the hourly. We did have a level back here, yeah. So we do have this backside hourly, which we gained. Still not tested. We could ladder off of that too. Is there 15? Where's the next 15? Is right here. If anything, this is going to get the biggest bounce, this 15. Mark, right. Okay, so you got the 15. Yeah, so that's actually looks like what actually more or less got hit. That's the backside 15. This is the front side. I'd say this is next. This part of the 15 could be next. Yeah, it's either this one or this one of the two. I do always like to go for the greedier ones, but this could do it also and create trend. The thing is with down here, you go down here, you don't create trend, and you're likely moving lower. Down here at some point, this makes a higher low, so then create trend and continue moving up. I think each one of these will give us some data points. So this is continuation long, and this is long. Let's say probably a scalp, but yeah, this would be the more. It's kind of tricky to. It's yeah, I'm not. This is the way I'm thinking about it right now. I might be wrong, um, but I don't see any other place if we're going to create the next trend up. Where could that be? Right. Actually, we do have the 4. I don't think this could create trend on the 4. You have a backside 4. Actually, you do have a backside 4. You have this is the 4. Our closes. You have a backside 4 right here. And you do have, let's see, let's just go in the sequence. It's a backside 4. Here's the hourly. Oh, you do have the hourly as well. 4, the backside hourly here too. It's also untested. Backside hourly, more the greedier part of this, and then the 15. Where's the 15? 15 would be here. That gains to right here. Okay. Yeah, so then I think this is it. I think this is next. This 15. It's just, I would say that that's the next one. But just to keep my chart clean, let me get rid of this 4. This is already used along with this. So we're gonna go. I would say yeah, we maybe go lower. Either if we're I think my interpretation or logic flow stays. This if we're continuing higher, possibly this if we're just gonna go for a scalp. There is the hourly down here, but I guess it also depends on what I'm hitting at the top. We do want to, if we're gonna create a, let's see, if we're gonna create a, let's say if we do create a 4-hour trend. No, I don't think we can create a 4-hour trend off this. Something off here could create as well. You have the hourly body. That leaves you with this 15. So I think we could have our next part of this build off of here. If we were to say this hypothetically, this 4-hour, actually, you know what? I have to say, I think laddering, I think hitting this 4 perfectly, hitting the 4, which is also that 15 I'm talking about, I've been saying for continuation, I think that could do it, right? And if that's the case, that could create trend given that it holds. So I just want to take a look, and this hourly, that could still that could possibly ladder as well. I'm going to keep that there. Yeah, so that's about it. We have the levels up top I'm looking for. Overall, to summarize, it is the end of the week. We've gained the monthly, which in terms of time, we do have to stay above this by the end of the month, which is today is the 13th. Still got about 3 weeks to try and hold this. At some point, I imagine we do come back to test it throughout the month, and whether or not what holds, we'll see. And then on the weekly, so that's going on the monthly for this week. We did gain the weekly, so that's good. That's in success. That's a good sign for us that we're still going to be able to have spend some time up here. However, the next point in this ladder is going to either be this daily at 56.30 and a hold at 56.18. We're going to see how those levels are, how far we get up here, what we hit, what holds. Will really kind of tell us what the next move is here. We're also getting close to trend. So I think this trend up here can be marked. We can mark it as early as being on the weekly. Wrong one. This can be marked here on the weekly as, again, a guide. For exacts, I think we have the, well, actually, I'm going to change this, mark this as the weekly, as I usually do. And then I can go as far as, clearly even start doing this on the daily, so by hard closing it. So we move there, the daily, this closes to right here, and then closes, that's on daily, and then we close on the 4. Trying to get an accurate trend here. So this closes to up here on the 4, and then on the hourly, this closes to right here. So use this as a 60-minute trend and delete the weekly, giving me a more accurate view of what this trend looks like and if this is going to continue to hold. Since we're at the hourly, again, I'd say, yeah, we're looking at maybe that hourly backside. Hourly backside would make sense as the hold. I think, or we have an hourly backside up here, as well as this hourly greedy. If we're going to have a trend up, see, if we were to follow this trend and this were to continue what keeps us going, then, or this one, then it looks like, we have some levels here, this area, perhaps. So I guess you're gonna have, it's just too far ahead to tell. I think this is what we look like overall, and I think what the end of this week we'll have a better idea of what's going to happen in the charts. I think we still have a chance of playing around in this area. There's another trend here at the bottom. And make sure to draw that. Well, it's not so important right now, and that is we did hit this, and this creates from down here. I think that's about it. Could be even more so on the hourly. Oh, we did hit the hourly backside, right? So hit the hourly backs. If it's that hourly backside that hit back here, say this trend, something like this. Hourly. So we have hourly on the top, considering hourly on the bottom, and there's that mirror. Not exactly, probably even a little bit lower. I could probably even use trend from down here, but I think for the bottom side trend, I might just see what else I can see. Is there anything on a higher time frame? 12, 4. We could just continue. Actually, we could continue to use this 4. This was originally the 4 that broke, bringing us down to here. I think that makes sense, right? 4 hour to 1 hour, 15-minute to 5. We kind of start to get our architecture like this going. This being what's controlling, and if we do, and so it gives a little more overall high-end view of what the chart looks like right now. So let's see how tomorrow plays out. I think tomorrow could be an opportunity for a move down, depending on what we hit and what holds, and into next week to possibly come back down and back test this weekly or try to get onto the monthly. Let's see how this develops. Till next week.